welcome aboard. Before we get going, a few things safety-wise. Everybody saw the video inside, right? Perfect. Well, if you have any questions about anything on there, you're welcome to ask. Otherwise, you can use the microphone, push the button, hold it up nice and close. That's how the microphones will work. They'll be off at the first minute. You also have safety cards up front. Look through anytime. Camera's going as well. There's 3 outside. The other one's right here, so don't do anything too embarrassing. Otherwise, if everybody's ready, we'll get going. Have some fun. Everybody been in a helicopter before?
We have.
Yeah? No? Don't worry, me neither. I'm joking, don't worry. Alright, let's go have some fun. Enjoy the island.
We do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island.
Here we go. Alright, as we work our way around the island, I'll be talking to you about where we are. Great places to visit while you're here on the island. History, bad jokes, things like that. Microphones are on, feel free to use them. Otherwise, just relax, have fun. On the right is the Kalapaki Beach. It's a great beach area to go relax in the nice calm water. Most of it's very, very calm, but the one over in the corner gets the waves. It's good for learning how to surf. The harbor on the right is Nounou Trails Harbor, the only deep draft harbor we have on the island. So we get our supplies coming in via container barges. Usually coming in every other day or so. The cruise ships in about once a week. The Hula River on the right side is the popular kayaking, paddleboarding area. It's also where they filmed Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. The seaplane taking off at the beginning is a getaway. That is the Hau'upu Ridgeline. Through this gap up here is a beautiful beach area on the south side. There's a lot of great beaches around this area. This one in particular is Kipukai Beach. Very secluded because the land is privately owned around it, but all beaches in Hawaii are public land. In this case, the only way to get to it is boats, kayaks, things like that. They've used this beach for movies. 6 Days, 7 Nights, The Descendants, and the second Jurassic Park, The Lost World. All the land on the right is the Kipu Ranch. This is a big cattle ranch. Most ranches in Hawaii are. But Also, raising cattle alone is not going to pay all the bills, so they open up the land to the public doing ATV tours, zip lines, horseback riding sometimes, things like that. That helps keep the bills paid because owning it all is very expensive. That way they could avoid selling it, which protects it from development. They also filmed the first Jurassic Park down there with a bunch of the scenes in the beginning. The flying over with the dinosaurs by the ponds, and then the Jeep scenes running through the fields. Down south is Poipu on the south shoreline. There's a lot of great beaches down there. Shipwreck Beach is one of my favorites. Gorgeous view over the coastline. A lot of fun places to get down there and check out. Koloa town here, they just got done about a month ago filming a new Fast and the Furious movie. Not that we needed another one, but we're getting it, so why not? Petatana Pepe town. All the fields south of it is Kauai coffee. If you're a coffee person, it's right along the way to Waimea Canyon. Swing by and try some of it. It's really good, rich coffee because of the young volcanic soil of the island. That's currently our biggest export on the island, so it's definitely worth getting out there to check out. So these ridges up ahead, as we get up here, is usually where we get some turbulence. Turbulence is normal. The helicopter is designed to handle a ton of it. So if we get up here and get bumped around at all, it's really nothing to worry about until I start crying. Joking, don't worry, it hasn't happened yet. Today's pretty calm, honestly, so we're not going to get too much. Where's everybody in town visiting from?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Nice, welcome. Alright. Originally from Texas, came out here once, and well, how that ended. Pretty easy sell.
This isn't the largest island, right?
No, it's not the largest. Ironically, Big Island is the largest. I don't know, figure why they named it that, but the reason they call it Big Island is all of Hawaii is called Hawaii, and then Big Island is also called Hawaii. That's how they differentiate.
Is a lot of this land privately owned?
All of this valley is zoned privately. As you get down here, there's a whole bunch of waterfalls. It'll be off the right. First one is called Manawaiupuna, where they filmed the beginning of Jurassic Park with the helicopter landing at the bottom as they arrive to the island. There's plenty of others down here. So we'll drive down here, do some turns, see them all. There's the waterfalls down on the right. Further up the hill here is a series of waterfalls, all known as Kahili Falls. The water flows down from the mountains up the hill. They do flow pretty much year-round, whether it's raining or not. How's everybody doing so far with the turns and the bumps and all that? Feeling good?
Great.
Awesome. All the land through here is privately owned, like we said. It's owned by the Robinson family. They've had it since 1863 when they bought it from King Kamehameha V. Since then, they have kept it protected as a nature preserve simply to leave it alone, keep it the way it is, and avoid development on the island. They also are the ones that own the island west of here, Ni'ihau. Known as the Forbidden Island, they protect it for the natives. There's a few hundred that live there to work to preserve the Hawaiian culture by keeping the modern world out of it. The Robinsons help by not allowing anyone to go to that island without their permission. That's how it's become known as the Forbidden Island. They do have a house up there on that ridge. It's the only access to all this land by land. Up there you got Waimea Canyon, where the road goes right up that ridge. The Waimea town down on the coast is where the road starts. Offshore is Ni'ihau, the neighbor island. And this is Olakali Canyon that runs up to the center of the island at the base of Waialeale. This whole side is incredibly dry compared to the rest because of our strong northeast trade winds. On a normal day, the moist air is blown in with the wind, hitting the mountains on the other side. The air goes up, makes those clouds and rain. As the air gets over here, it starts descending down the ridge and clears up as it gets to the coast. You can see that in the terrain. It goes from very lush and green to dry very quickly. Waimea town gets 20 inches of rain per year on average. Now Waialeale averages about 450 inches of rain a year. The record's much higher than that. All the land on top of it actually goes very flat. It's called the Olakai Swamp. The highest elevation swamp in the world. So it keeps all the rivers and waterfalls through this whole island going, whether it's raining or not. It has the main Waimea Canyon. There's 3 other canyons that come off of it. The first one's called Waialae. Got a nice waterfall in the back, flowing from the top of the island. Those rivers and waterfalls carved these canyons down over millions of years.
Almost heaven, West Makaha, High Ridge Mountain, crystal clear blue water. All my friends there, hanging down the beach, young and old among them, feel the ocean breeze. Country
trying to play chicken with us. They do that.
All my memories hold heaven on high. Brown skin woman, clear blue island sky. Daytime sun shines, oh so bright. Midnight moon a glowing, stars up in the sky. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Mount Kala, take me home, country road.
Over the next route to be Kauai Canyon. We'll be heading over to the third canyon, Mount.
As though to remind me of my home far away. We driving down the road, I feel the spirit.
The red-orange color through here is from the iron and the lava rock that will erode and oxidize, turning to rust. That's how we get a lot of the color in the canyons. We also have all these landslides through here caused by heavy rainfall. It doesn't rain over here too often, but when it does, it will erode everything down and absorb into the dry dirt, making these landslides, keeping it unstable, which is why nobody lives here.
Sitting on the beach.
The road for Waimea Canyon goes up that ridge. It's a gorgeous drive, a lot of fun. A lot of great viewing points to stop at, or even hikes to do. One of the popular hikes is about an hour each way. You end up at the top of a big waterfall in the back of Waimea Canyon. A little over 1,000 feet tall. It's called White Pole. Get in there back here and go check it out.
Oh, Mount Kala, take me home. Oh, country road, take me home. Oh, to the place I belong. Mount Kala, take me home. Oh, country road, oh, take me home. Yes, to the place I belong. Yes, Mount Kala, take me home. Country road, take me home. To the place I was born. Yes, Mount Kala, take me home. Country road.
Any animals live on this terrain?
Yep, wild pigs, boar, black-tailed deer, mountain goats, chickens. I'm sure you noticed those around. They're not subtle.
White sand,
Things like that.
clean water. Cool, boy. That mountain smell like that. Feel my country. What a place.
I got all this on top of the island. It's the Alakai Swamp I mentioned before. We're going to work our way around this ridge on the west side towards the Na Pali Coast.
The sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh.
Matt, how is the weather and visibility today compared to a lot of days when you're flying? Is this a really good day or is it an average day?
It's a good day. Usually if we can see the next island, like up ahead is Niihau, it's pretty clear. A lot of times it'll get hazy to where it'll be a clear day but you can't see anything. Or you can see everything here but you can't see the next island. That's about 25 miles away, so it's pretty good. All along the right side is the Kauai State Park, where they do a lot of fishing, camping, hunting, hiking, all over the place up there between that and the Alakai Swamp on top of the island. And on the west side is Barking Sands Naval Base, with a border to the west for the U.S. They keep an eye on everything coming in and out of the islands.
I am laughing. Life is perfect. I'm not trying. It's just happening. And it's a beautiful beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Now the beach on the west side is Polihale. It's the end of the road. Beautiful beach area. Usually we'll spend the morning up in the canyons, and by the afternoon or so, like around now, the end of the road's getting covered by clouds, which is normal. So you won't be able to see the view up there most likely. That's why morning is best. And then we'll head down to the beaches either on the west side or the south side, depending on the waves. This time of year, the big swells are coming in from the northwest, making Polihale not really safe to swim, which means the south side is going to be very calm. It's always one or the other.
It's a beautiful day.
Over the ridge up ahead, we'll be getting onto the Na Pali coastline. The first valley will be Nu'ulola, where the Polynesians first arrived to the islands around 200 AD. They were able to follow the bird migrations all the way out here by following them island to island all the way through the Hawaiian archipelago chain. Nu'ulola was believed to be chosen because it's a big valley, narrow entrance. It was safe, but they also had access to farmlands in the valley and plenty of fishing on the reef outside of it. As across this ridge, you'll see all of that off the right side as well as the Na Pali Coast. Yeah, let's see how clear the water is down here as well. All through this coastline there's all kinds of caves in here. Some of the boats will go in there when it's calm enough. Today is actually not a big wave day. It's actually pretty calm. So it's a good time to, if you're thinking about a boat trip, it's a good time to do it. As we turn down here on the left is a beautiful Ho'onupu beach with the archway. This arch was used in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. 6 days, 7 nights, and in the 70s they flew a helicopter right through that for a movie called Acapulco Gold. Don't worry, we're not going to do that. We won't fit. Their helicopter was much smaller and the pilot was a lot crazier. Ho'onupu Valley is where the Hawaiian kings, called the Li'i, were buried in these ridges. The warriors would be up top, one lowered down by ropes and vines to bury the king on the side of the mountain somewhere. They would usually find a cave up there, and once the burial was started, the people up top would cut the rope to leave the warrior down there as a sacrifice, so no one would even find them. So even today, we don't know where they are, and that's kind of the point. There's this gorgeous view coming out of Ho'onupu here. of the beach down to the right is the Kauai beach, the end of the 11-mile hiking trail along the Na Pali Coast. Now, the rock formations above this beach are known as the cathedrals, carved out by the wind and the rain over millions of years. This is the Kauai Valley. If you do the Waimea Canyon road to the top, you end up at two viewing ones on that back ridge. Like we said, the end of the road is covered by clouds. It's normal this time of day, but in the morning it was clear the whole time, so if you get a chance to be up there in the morning, definitely aim for that. How's everybody still doing with the turns and all that? Feeling good?
Doing great.
Awesome. Coastline through here is carved out by the big waves in the winter. 10 to 20 feet is very normal. Sometimes the waves are even bigger than that, depending on what's going on. About a month ago, we had a big storm coming through, kicking the waves up to 45 feet. Now, the summertime is very calm. This looks closer to a summer day than a winter day. That's why all the boats are out here taking advantage. The whale on the left. Mom and a baby. While they're hanging out on the surface, we're going to get that glare for a second, so take a look at the Na Pali Coast view from this direction as well.
This began, well, I know just who I am, and I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna be right here. Look at this win, we were winning. Look at you now, cause you're swimming. Baby, you better.
Pretty incredible.
I know the deal is real, yeah. Isn't it nice? If our love could last right here forever.
I'm pretty sure they're pretty much done, but we'll spin around and try to get a view on the right side as well real quick.
I'm wondering if your love.
They should be right in front of that boat if they're anywhere.
Well, I'm rubbing and loving and hugging you, lady. You drive me crazy. My side is hazy. Don't be pushing.
I think they dove down, I'm pretty sure. That's okay. Keep going. There's probably potentially more up, so always keep an eye out. Water's calm enough today, they're easy to see. That is the Honolulu Sea Caves. Boats go exploring those caves. Goes back a couple hundred yards, usually in the summertime only when it's calm enough.
could have sworn we were winning. Look at you now. Cause
Now that is KA Beach, the end of the road on the North Shore.
I know the deal is real, yeah. Isn't it nice? If our love could last.
Now the road should be opened up again by the end of April last we heard. Probably plus a little bit of Hawaii time in there. Most likely. How it usually works. Hopefully again soon it'll be up and running again. It's been almost a full year since they had it all shut down due to the flooding damage done. Through here you can see how this dark, lighter, colored reef underneath us. The darkest has of course clouds covered. It shows how clear the water is. The reef's gorgeous. If you're thinking about doing a boat snorkeling trip on the North Shore, this would be a good time to do it while the waves are still calm enough. This reef down here on the right is Tunnels Reef. It's a popular surfing spot. Also where they filmed the movie Soul Surfer about Bethany Hamilton. The pro surfer who lost her arm to a tiger shark. Retrained and still surfs today. Town and Waimea around the corner are the areas that are still cut off. The residents have access a few times a day by escort. Usually morning, noon, or night. They have to shut down construction to let them through. That's why they restrict who goes in, so the delays are minimal. That way they can still access their homes, but also still get a lot of the construction done. That works out pretty well. You can see the two sections of road that were taken out by the river and flooded. Bunch more whales over here on the left. I'll put them on the right side this time, which means it's going to be a bit of a sharp turn. Of them. You can even see them under the water before they even come up. Very nice to catch those guys too. Yeah, that worked out nicely. Further up ahead is Princeville. The beautiful views over the coastline, especially if you're a golf player, some amazing courses. Around the corner from that is Anini Beach, a big reef section that protects that shoreline, keeps it nice and safe all throughout the year. You can almost always swim.
What's the water temperature?
Probably in the mid-70s. Guess. Straight ahead is Honolulu. The center gets the big waves, the pier is calmest. So you can... Pretty good place to get in there and check it out. All these ponds through here are taro fields used by the Hawaiians for many different things. Taro is mostly mashed up with a root and mix it with water and make something called poi. The purple looking pasty kind of stuff. An acquired taste, not very good at all, but it's actually really good for you. So between that and fishing, they could feed the people over the long distances over the ocean.
A simple life for me. Helio to Kauai, Hanalei by the bay. Wailua River Valley is where I used to play. The canyons of Waimea, standing all alone. The magic of...
If you're looking for that good local food up here on the North Shore, really throughout the whole island is really incredibly great stuff. One of my favorites is down here called Calypso. So if you want more of a seafood directed place, there's a place down there called the Dolphin. Kind of a poor choice of names for a seafood restaurant, but hey, whatever. It's really good food.
To find a place that's better still. Now I know I never will. Helion to Kauai, Wailua River Valley is where I used to play. The canyons of Waimea, standing all alone. The magic of the garden now, calling me back home.
I've all come the mountain here, some beautiful waterfalls.
Is where I used to play. Canyons of Waimea, standing all alone. The magic of the garden now is calling me back home. It's calling me back home. Okay, this one's for Gabby.
Over this ridge we'll be getting into the Hanalei Valley. A big open green field over there in the distance towards the coastline is Kauai. It's a Kauai ranch where they filmed most of Jurassic World. Amazing place. As you get into Hanalei Valley, this is where most of the rain usually develops. The strong moist air flow, or strong winds of the moist air flows through here, hits the mountains. The air hits the mountains, it goes up, of course clouds and rain will develop. The back of this valley is Waialeale. The mountains are very steep, so it slopes a little bit, it goes vertical. The back goes vertical to 5,200 feet, which is why the darkest cloud's almost always in the back corner. Even though today's pretty clear and dry, there's not much going on. There's plenty of waterfalls off of both sides. Today's been pretty dry, so the ones that are going are the ones that are year-round. And most of the time they're coming out of the side of the mountain, not the top. The easy way to see that is there's nothing above it. That's what keeps the rivers flowing year-round, is the mountains hold an incredible amount of water.
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere.
To give you an idea where we're getting to, the center of the island is just up ahead. Literally straight over that coast where we started. Straight over that ridge to the coast. Kind of connect the dots of where we are.
Dream that you did to, oh why can't I?
All through this valley, just like most of the interior of the island, you just simply can't get to without a helicopter. There's no roads, obviously, no trails really. Some people will hike all the way up the river, but it usually takes a few days, so it's not fun, but it's doable.
Think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
There are these nice waterfalls up the right called the Twin Falls.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing.
This is part of the beginning of the Hanalei River. Pretty amazing place.
I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me.
Straight ahead is Lahui. All these mountains around us are 3 to 5 million years old.
The rainbow way up high.
The flat section over here is only 500,000 from the last eruption. Waialeale is an extinct volcano that made most of the island. The east wall collapsed in with the last eruption, so we can go fly in and check it out.
The last eruption on this island was how long ago?
500,000 years ago. Waialeale goes up to 5,243 feet, over around the corner. That's the entrance up ahead, so we'll get in here and check it out. On the left you got a beautiful set of waterfalls, the Weeping Water. The entire river flows out of the back corner year-round. So we'll look up too while we're in here. Any more waterfalls out here? Pretty incredible place, huh?
It is
Beautiful. Further up, all this beautiful flat land here, they've done all kinds of movies. The first Jurassic Park, the big iconic door, was put in this little off-road trail between those trees. Not there anymore, but that's where it was. Other movies out here, Tropic Thunder, Mighty Joe Young, Pirates of the Caribbean, 6 Days, 7 Nights, and many, many more through these woods at different places.
How do they get to this? How do they get here?
By airplane? I'm just kidding. No, they use all these off-road trails. If you look carefully through here, they're kind of tucked in there, but they're there. There's a whole bunch of trails all through this area. You gotta have a good four-wheel drive. That's part of why they did it for the first Jurassic Park, is they were trying to advertise those new Jeeps, those Cherokees. They're like, yeah, we'll use it. We'll use it to get everywhere we're going. And they did. It worked great. these old logging trails. They'll just continue on. Now, these logging trails, what they're doing is cutting down all these really big flat-top trees. Those are African albizia tree. Brought into the island in the 1800s. It was meant as a good thing, but what they didn't realize is actually incredibly invasive. That's why they're cutting them all down, hauling the wood south of here to a power plant, burning it for electricity. As they cut them down, and they then clear, once the area is clear, they turn it into farms, ranches, or they'll replant all these other fields off of both sides here with a eucalyptus tree that's better for the island and not invasive. It'll protect the area from the albizias going back in. That's why they do it in sections. These lakes up there is where they filmed a new Disney movie back now 9 months ago or so. It's called Jungle Cruise.
Do you guys have to avoid flying near whenever they're filming? Do they ever give you instructions to do that?
Legally, we don't have to. We can fly anywhere we want as far as that goes. But usually when they're filming, like when they filmed around here, they asked us not to, which we don't have to follow their order, but just out of courtesy because they usually use us for them too, so might as well cooperate. Yeah, usually we just comply because we're nice about it. The towns up on the left is Kauai, Wailua. If you're looking for a great place to go enjoy that beautiful coastline, there's a walking path, a bike path that goes miles up that coast. A lot of fun to get in there and check that out. Nice to rent a bike, go for a ride, check out for all the beaches, stop at them, swim if you want. Great way to spend the morning. We do that all the time. I don't know, we're spoiled. On the left, you got a beautiful set of waterfalls called Wailua Falls. A 10-minute drive from town. You end up at the top of these falls. You can even hike down to the bottom and swim if you want. Now the hike is a little steep, but you can see plenty of people do it. There's tons of them down there. Day like today would be perfect for that nice warm day. Pretty amazing place.
Fragments on the sea, birds of prey above, all that lies beneath, no longer what it was.
Another thing we're checking out here is the farmers markets. Every day there's 2 or 3 open somewhere. Today is up at the Wailua Coconut Marketplace, Wailua Town. Everything we grow here is really, really rich. Even the oranges, the avocados, papayas, things you're familiar with, they're amazing here. So it's worth trying.
Secrets that we keep.
Does every island have the apple banana?
Is what?
The apple banana?
Bananas?
Well, it's called apple banana.
Well, they're called apple bananas, they're really just bananas. They're just actually real bananas. Yeah, they do grow them all here. Yeah, most people call them apple bananas because they have a little apple flavor. Yeah, they grow them here. As we work away and get ready to set down, make sure to stay inside till the ground crew gets over to get the doors open. I'll let you in front of the aircraft for pictures if you like. Or the microphone's off till we land so we can focus on dealing with the airport. Now inside you'll have the video we've recorded throughout the flight. Feel free to check it out. There's also the comment cards in there. Let us know what you thought about the flight. Of course, same thing you share, we appreciate. We'll be getting down to the ground here in just a few moments. Hope you guys had a great time and enjoyed. We'll be on the ground in a moment.
Breaking apart one by one. Slowly we fell under a spell. One by one. Slowly we wake up. Fragments of a scene from a distance they done. Little time machine messages of love. Hey, why can't we relate with ourselves, with what we open up when it's too late?
And we're back. Hope everybody had fun.
We did, thank you.
Good. Well, you're welcome to go and unbuckle your seatbelt. Just twist the center to release it. Leave your headsets on the seat when you hop out. Thanks again, guys. Have a good day.